I have been getting harassed. It has been so bad. Just notification after notification for the past little bit during the day, at night. I wake up in the morning to a whole bunch of new harassment notifications, and it's driving me fucking insane. These fucking law schools act like they don't know. I'm already in my third damn year, emailing me like, Rayy, you can start at our program in the fall. Put in your application. Bitch, I'm almost done. I feel so disrespected to be just endlessly bombarded by these fucking stupid, bogus ass, dumbass law school. It's some fucking Brindlewald. That's not even a real school. That doesn't even exist.
J.K. Rowling made that up.
Suffolk, shut the fuck up, bitch. If I wanted to go to
that sounds like an England school. It's gotta be.
It's in Boston, actually. It's not the worst law school, but it's like
New England, just as bad.
Just as bad. It's like if someone's like, yeah, I went to Suffolk, you're like, oh, that's nice for you.
Your next question is, oh, what do you do?
But yeah, it's been going on since my senior year of undergrad. And I just can't get it. There's nothing I can do to get it to stop. I unsubscribe from the emails, but there's just so many. They just never they're making new law schools just to email me.
Just for you. They're like, you know what? We only need one student. And it's Rayy Vana.
We need she'll bring our whole program together. We'll finally get accredited if we get her to come. No, I mean it's just, I still get emails from undergrad universities.
Now
I have done finished college.
That I don't get. I do get emails from colleges sometimes, and sometimes they're kind of intriguing. They're like, do a 1-year master's at our school. And I'm like, tell me more.
My brother did a 1-year master's program. He's an MBA now. He did a 1-year master's program to get an MBA. And he said it was the dumbest bullshit, the easiest shit he's ever done in
business
his life.
Degrees are so easy.
Yeah.
So when I was an undergrad, I was doing a specialization for data science. And for the uninitiated, data science is basically... So I started out as computer science. So the triumvirate, as most people understand it, is computer science, statistics / math, and business, basically. So I had to take some business classes from the business school for my specialization. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you that was the most fun part of my degree, because it's like a fake school. It's just nothing. It was so easy. It was like common sense. There was a couple of concepts every so often that you're like, huh, I see they have a name for this. But otherwise it's just school on easy mode. When I was in my last business class of my degree, I sat there and I was like, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have been a business student. I could have had fun in college.
Yeah.
I could have been one of those people who is drunk for the whole degree and then just
a communications degree.
It's just partying all the time, having lots of sex, never doing homework. And then every other Sunday night, I'm like, oh, I have something to do.
It's crazy to me that you had homework. I didn't. History student. I mean, when I was at community college, yeah, I had homework sometimes. But, when it came to my undergrad degree, once I transferred, no. It's one paper and it's at the end of the semester. If you don't read, you look down at your desk. If you don't read in history, because it's all Socratic, every class is Socratic discussion. You wait until someone says something that is not contingent on having read the material. Someone brought up Terry Crews's opinion on gay couples raising children, and I was like, it's my fucking time. Let me put my hand right up in the air. Professor, I have an opinion, because this was sure as hell not assigned reading. I can comment on this shit.
No, because do you know how many calculuses there are? how many calc classes
I don't even
one can
remember
take
math.
because I took them all. Every single calc class that exists, I took that.
That's disgusting.
And then to top it, like I took math for like it took me 4.5 years to do my degree, including summer semesters. That's just because I was slow. But I took math the entire time.
Yeah.
I think my very last semester was the only time I was technically not taking a math class because I only had like 3 classes left to finish the degree. And they were all, well, 2 out of 3 of them were shitty, and then one was like a data science capstone project or whatever, where we were actually we did a project on gerrymandering and how to make an algorithm that can tell whether a map is gerrymandered. Something you'd be interested in. Yeah, no, it was just like all math. Obviously, that has homework. So I had to do like natural science classes as well, which had like I did physics 1 and 2 labs, and I never turned that shit in. Mm-hmm. I was constantly late with labs. The trick is if your TA likes you, you can submit a lab as late as you want. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I let their expectations get lowered on the offset so that they never expected that much from me. So it was okay. But
you're right, though, about business.
I should have been a business student. I would have coasted. I would have had such a good time.
You're right. So U of I has one of like the highest ranked business schools in the country, the Geese School of Business. Fuck those bitches. Their buildings were so damn nice. We had ceiling tiles falling down in the history building.
People invest into business schools.
Yeah. I mean, so much so that it's named after the guy who dropped like millions of dollars on the school. But anyway, my friends were accounting majors, which is hard. It's a business major, but it's a hard one because it's math, right? Yeah. But like they had to take like basic,
and you have to take very specific exams once you graduate too.
Yeah, but they had to take regular business courses too. And I remember hanging out with them, and they were like, "Ugh, we have a paper due," and I was like, "Oh, that sucks. How long does it have to be? 2 pages?" My jaw dropped to the floor. I said, "How dare you? How dare you say you have a paper due and then complain?"
I got a couple sentences due, bitch.
You know how every single history course, the last paper is like, give me 25. Just give me a clean 25 pages. Like, I don't have enough words for 20, but every semester. But sometimes I did slip pictures in. My capstone paper was about lesbian separatists in the Black Panther Party, and I filled up 2 whole pages with pictures, and she gave me an A+.
When I had to do a paper, because we had one like computer science communications course that I had to take. It's called Computers and Society. It was actually kind of fun. It was kind of a jack off course, but like it was mentally stimulating. It almost made me want to go to law school. Mm-hmm. And he made us our papers. We had to do them like 2-column like articles.
Oh, okay.
Like some sort of published science article. Mm-hmm. And I was like, come on, man. Come on, man. But it was I don't regret it. It was a fun class. I was always good at writing papers in school, and then I decided to be a computer science major for some reason. So I've been thinking. Mm-hmm. You know what there's not enough of in this world?
What?
Euphemisms for jacking off when you have a vagina. Because I can think of 1,000 for men, and they're all so funny. Polishing the family jewels.
Ooh.
Choking the chicken.
Ew, I hate that one.
I heard some funny ones the other day, but obviously jacking off is the main one. Rubbing one out. Although I think rubbing one out, there's an argument for that being unisex because women technically also do that, you know?
Only euphemism I can think for female masturbation is playing disc jockey.
Yes, playing disc jockey. I mean, the best I can do is some of the ones that are referring to a dick that are sort of general. But yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I'm like, there's not enough euphemisms for female masturbation. There just aren't.
That's true.
And yet we've come up with 100 ways to say male masturbation. I'm gonna look this up and create a tier list.
Joe Brandon needs to do something about female masturbation euphemisms. We got to get those numbers up, Brandon.
We got to get somebody on this. I need your best people thinking up euphemisms.
Don't say that. He's going to put Rahm Emanuel in that. They just keep trying to force Rahm Emanuel on us. And it's like, no one from Chicago likes him. Nary a person in the city is a big Rahm Emanuel fan. What kind of illness must you have in your deep soul to enjoy Rahm Emanuel? But Brandon is relentless. Just fucking relentless.
Brandon won't stop. I'm like, Brandon, please.
Please
Brandon,
stop.
no.
We are literally fucking begging you to stop, sir. He literally covered up a murder. Okay? A police murder. Nobody wants. Stop trying to make Rahm Emanuel happen.
Rahm Emanuel is over party. Rahm Emanuel is hashtag canceled.
Ratio Rahm Emanuel.
L plus ratio radio, unfortunately. Rahm Emanuel.
Okay, well, welcome back to Taking the L. I actually had a really heinous L yesterday. Can I tell you about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I, as you know, because you just helped me move it into place, bought a really cute bookshelf for my entryway, for our entryway.
Listeners, this is the last podcast before I will live in this house, basically. Well, because technically next Sunday is the last day of my lease and your current roommate is moving out on Monday.
Yeah.
But I'll be here on
You'll be
Sunday.
here.
So,
but yeah. But I bought it and it was black. And because I'm racist, I needed it to be white. No, I needed it to match my other living room furniture. If it was black, it would not be on theme.
she's gotten really lost in the sauce when it comes to aesthetic preparation. It's to the point where I believe many people this doesn't apply, but I believe Rayy would really succeed as a housewife. She's dedicated in a way that I don't think you see every day. You know, like a lot of people, I think they like the idea of not having to do their current job, but really they want something to do. You know, they don't want to be a homemaker because it's like they would get bored. Mm-hmm. Not Rayy. She would enjoy waking up, doing a little Pilates class, doing a little spin cycle, and then coming home and just working on little home projects just the whole day.
My little Dollar Tree crafts.
Well, I think you could, at that point, you could probably
upgrade to home goods
crafts.
Ooh.
Potentially, you could be a Hobby Lobby bitch.
Ooh, I could aspire to be a Hobby Lobby bitch.
I'm just saying, in your future, one day, you will have made it when you realize you can shop at Hobby Lobby recreationally. Bro, when I was young, my mom used to take me to Hobby Lobby as like a treat. I love that shit. Tell me why.
Did you go look at the dollhouses?
I don't know what I was looking at, to be honest. I have no idea.
The rocks, the marbles and shit.
I have no idea what I went to Hobby Lobby for. Maybe like wood that you can paint.
Yes.
I don't know.
I loved that. Was so like on Sundays, you know, you get in the car, your family's taking you damn shopping. And you go to and I'll get back to my L in a second because it does tie back into this. You go to all the stores you don't want to go to. You go to damn
boring stores.
Lowe's.
Nothing for you.
Go to Lowe's. You sit at Kohl's while your mom is trying clothes on. It's got nothing to do with you. She doesn't let you go into the rest of the mall. You don't get to ride on those little animal things. Nope. You're going to sit there while she's trying on blouses.
And blouses and khakis.
And that is literally the only clothes my mom owns. Blouses and khakis. But then if you're lucky, if you've been good,
you get to go.
Because she has to go to Target and it's right next to Hobby Lobby. She's going to let you go in there and pick out one thing as long as it's less than $10.
But honestly, the best part of a Hobby Lobby trip was roaming the aisles.
Yep. There's so much shit.
There's so much shit in there. It's like I don't actively know what I want when I walk into a Hobby Lobby, but I know that I will walk out satisfied.
Because they have so much cute little stuff. Anyway, yeah, I am... Oh.
I know they have terrible politics, but I'm still a Hobby Lobby fan, I have to say.
We are gay. We can like Hobby Lobby. Everyone who works at Hobby Lobby is gay.
But they have like a very strong Christian regime. They're like, Hobby Lobby is like the Chick-fil-A of craft stores.
But no, and I didn't go to the Chick-fil-A of or I wasn't trying to go to the Chick-fil-A of hardwood stores yesterday, which would be Home Depot. No, I went to Lowe's, which I feel like maybe is less offensive, and I only think that because my grandpa worked there when I was little.
Although Home Depot, lesbians love Home Depot.
Yeah, but the person who owns it donates a lot of money to Republicans.
I see.
But anyway, so I had picked up this cute little bookshelf. Again, it was black. I needed to paint it white, so I needed to go to Lowe's to get the paint I needed and to get a clear coat to go over top some other stuff I had already painted. So I had to record my other podcast, Red Flag, last night at 9:30. It's like 7:10. I'm like, that is so much time to get the bus goes straight there. I'll hop on the bus and I'll take my ass to Lowe's. I'll get this paint and I'll come back. So I took L after L after L after L. First,
when you say L, do you mean the train or do you mean loss?
I mean loss. This is loss. I got to so I knew what time I had to leave. Okay. I am getting ready to go out the door. I'm like, okay, I kind of have to pee. Let me do that first, and then I'll go. Because I don't want to have to pee at Lowe's. I don't know what their bathroom situation is like. So I go to the bathroom. It's the exact time I need to leave. Okay, cool. Let's get on this bus. I'm walking. I'm about 50 feet from the bus stop, and the bitch drives right past me. Right past me. I watch it go away. And I know there's not a bus coming for a while. So I start running like an idiot in my damn flip-flops because it has to stop at that light on the corner. And it's a long light. But it's like a block and a half away. And they're long city blocks. So I'm running in my flip-flops with my bag, looking like a disaster. The light changes, bus is gone. Okay. No. So now I ran for nothing. Let me stand at this corner, check, because there's another bus stop over there. Let me see what time the next bus is coming. It's tracking. So you check the app. There's two types of buses on the app. One type of bus is one that's being tracked. You can check its location. The other type of bus isn't coming.
And it's not
coming. It doesn't exist. But so it was tracking and it said 5 minutes. And I'm like, damn, that's fast. Okay. So I'll just wait here. And I'm standing there at the light. Cars have to pull up and stop right pretty close to me. This minivan pulls up. 2 guys in it. Seem like they just got off work. Doesn't matter. They're staring at me aggressively. So I'm like trying to I pretend I'm on my phone. I'm talking to nobody. I'm like trying to squirm around so that get them to stop looking at me. I turn around. They're still staring. I just say, "What are you looking at?" And he says, "You bitch." My jaw dropped. And he said, "You look sexy." And I was like, "What?" And then the light changed. And he said, he made kissy at me.
Are you a cat?
I lost. How do and I'm usually aggressive because when I say, "What are you looking at?" They say, "Nothing." It's a visual joke. You can't see it on listening to this podcast. I look down. They look down. They avoid my eyes. Not this guy. Nope. He
said, "You think you're a top dog? Not me. I'm a topper dog here."
And that just fucked me up because now I feel small. Now I got sexually harassed.
He put you in your place. He was like, "Stay back, bottom."
He said, "I'm looking at you and you can't get away from here. You're waiting for the damn bus." But so at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk back to this other bus stop. I don't want to be standing right on this busy corner. So I walk back to the other bus stop and there's a they, them there at the stop. And we're waiting together. The bus is supposed to come. It said 5 minutes tracking. And then it said delayed 18 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? It's still faster than walking. So I'll wait. I I waited the 18 minutes. I check again, delayed 2 minutes. Okay, just 2 more minutes. It's fine. And then the they, them disappears. That's not a good sign. If you're ever waiting at the bus stop with someone else and they go, ugh, and walk away, the bus is not coming.
They just found out something unfortunate.
Yeah, I checked the app, bus disappeared. It flew up into the air like that car in Harry Potter. It's gone. Probably never existed. I made it up.
You hallucinated that there was going to be a bus in 18 minutes to help you cope.
Yeah. Now there's no way. I have to walk. It's a 20-minute walk. It's unpleasant. I don't have walking shoes on. And now I'm at a time crunch because it's already 8:30 or whatever. Okay. So I'm walking there. I don't want to be looked at. I don't want to be perceived. So I'm kind of taking side streets and then I'm going to cut through to the main road and cross the main road to get to Lowe's. Tell me why there was a goddamn street fair along the...
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about because I've run into it many times now.
There were so many damn
it's
people.
Still going on.
There were so... We need another plague. Monkeypox and COVID has not taken care of it. We need a third one so there's less people on the damn sidewalk. Because I had to walk 15 minutes out of my fucking way to get around the stupid street fair, the whole time pretending to be on the phone, telling everyone I want them to kill themselves. I am mad at this point. I am upset. But I get to Lowe's livid. I find my paint. I took a screenshot of the aisles it was in so I didn't have to do a whole mission. Buy it quick. And then I'm going to run up to the street above the Lowe's to catch the bus. Bus doesn't exist. I literally made it up. Figment of my imagination. There's no bus. So now I have to walk the 15 minutes home dressed like a schlub. Everyone else is Saturday night. They're dressed up real nice. And I'm on it. I got to get back for the podcast. I thought this was going to be a leisurely trip. I'm going to sit my ass on the bus. I'm going to walk 2 minutes from the bus stop to Lowe's. Walk 2 minutes from Lowe's to the bus stop. AC almost the whole time. I'm sweating. Bugs around me. Everyone's walking slow as shit. Some kids are up on a roof and they're screaming. And I just snapped. And I said, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because they're yelling at me. They're like, look, we're up here. Shut the fuck up.
You said, fuck them kids.
I literally did say, fuck them kids. And they shut the fuck up. They not only shut the fuck up, they dropped down low so I couldn't see them anymore. Good. I'm glad. You don't know what I've been through today, child.
She had venom in her voice.
I was angry. I was in a bad way. I was in a bad way but I got home. Everything was fine. I was muttering to myself, pretending to be on the phone. The whole time pretending to be on the phone. Wouldn't it be nice to be restful? I just want to get my ass home and put these damn feet up and be restful. I need to rest. I yelled as I walked past.
I just want to rest.
I finally scooted around this annoying ass couple on the sidewalk muttering, everyone walks so goddamn fucking slow in this fucking city. I have places I need to be. Don't you know I need to rest? Walking slow as shit. You got nowhere. You're on your own time, okay? But I'm on restful bitch time. I need to get home. I need to lie down.
She's got the disposition of like a busy single mom in the body of a law student.
I was just, especially after like the guys were like being creepy to me in the car, it was just like, I'm having a bad day and I'm going to make it everyone else's problem.
That was Saturday, right?
This was yesterday. Yeah.
I can't believe we had a very similar bad day on the same day.
It sucked mad dick.
So I'm similar in that I'm unlucky. Okay. But I'm almost an optimist if you compare it with my bad luck. Like the fact that I'm not constantly cognizant of the fact that I'm unlucky, you're basically by default an optimist at that point. Cause I am like terminally unlucky.
Yeah.
But I don't plan to be unlucky. So on Saturday, I'm thinking, all right, I get off work at 3 p.m. and I only have, in my mind, I only had 2 visits to do for cat sitting. I actually had 3. I was wrong. I should have checked it. But I'm thinking, I only have 2 places to go, and then I'll go ahead and do, I was offered a shift for like another cat sitting gig, basically. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I should be able to get all of this done, and I'll probably get home by like maybe 8:30. Except that anytime I do the shifted cat sitting, everything that could possibly go wrong goes wrong. And I don't know why I didn't factor that in, because it happens every time. So on Saturday, I leave my house. Halfway to my first location, I realize I forgot I actually have a third location to go to, a third location I have keys for that I forgot in my house. Oh. So at some point, I'm going to need to go back home, even though it's now 4 p.m. I've spent an hour trying to get to my first location because I had to take 2 very unreliable buses that are never there.
I know which buses you're talking about, too.
Armitage and Damon.
Yep. North bus on weekends also doesn't exist. No, there's a lot of buses in our general vicinity that are like, nope, you're not gonna. The Navy Pier bus, nope. Chicago bus, I guess is
nope. Yeah, there's just a lot of Grand as well.
Nope. Grand bus sucks nuts almost all the time though. Like, it's unpleasant to be on the Grand bus when it is coming.
Yeah.
But like,
and I try my best not to look like a schlub when I'm running errands. You would think if you're running errands, it doesn't matter what you look like. It does. Because if I look sexy, then buses will stop for me if I'm close to the stop and I look like I'm trying to take it. The drivers will like stop to ogle me and in turn slow the bus down so I have time to catch it. It has happened to me many times where like the only reason I didn't miss the bus was because the driver was too busy watching my tits jiggle to drive
jog into the bus stop.
Like too busy watching my body dynamics to blow past me. So I go to my first 2 locations and I'm like already kind of late. It's like 6:30. I just missed the train to go downtown. And I get downtown and I pick up my keys and everything. And then I realize my manager has updated the route to go from 2 stops to 3 stops. So now I have even more to do. Yeah. And my last location, I get there at like 9 p.m. and I go ahead and it's really quick. And I do what I have to do and I post my little report and he's got a problem with it. So I have to go back into the building, back up to the apartment and fix it. I come back down, come out. He's got another problem with it. I go back in here. The doorman thinks I'm crazy because I have now entered and exited this building 3 times. And every time I go outside, I'm like ready to leave. And nope. He's like, oh, can you go back and fix it? And I'm like, it's not this important. It's not like I forgot to feed the cat. It was like I forgot to give it a squeeze treat on a separate plate from its dry food. I was like, I'm going to kill myself. It is now 9:35 and I'm leaving this place.
Disgusting.
I thought I was going to be home by 7:30. And I still have to go back home to get the keys to go to my last location. I was like, I'm miserable. I'm just deeply unlucky, especially when it comes to transit, especially when it comes to going places that take any sort of coordination. And every time this happens to me, I'm like, I should have taken my Adderall. But I'm always like, nah, I can do it. I don't have a big agenda today. It's fine. I can raw dog life. Nope. Consistently a mistake.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to consider the fact that I'm an unlucky bitch, and I always have been, and apparently it's not going away. So,
honestly, we should just go join ISIS. Like at this point, I think our luck has been so bad here. And, I've been getting all those emails from those damn colleges, but ISIS has been sending me some recruitment letters too. I mean, considering the options.
For the sake of our individual FBI agents, this is satire.
No, I'm 100% serious.
Oh.
I am going to... sorry, it's ISIL now. We rebranded.
She's already in the in-group. We.
Mm-hmm.
I will not join. I'm not big on clubs.
Person whose problem with ISIS is that it's too clicky. It's too clicky.
I'm just, I'm not too much of a club person.
I already did the sorority thing in college. So, I mean, I really don't think I already had that experience. But, if you want to go join ISIL, go ahead.
How different is it from a fraternity, to be honest?
No, I mean, yeah. People die in fraternity recruitment. And I'm hoping I make it through the ISIS recruitment, but...
Do they take white people?
Why not? It can't hurt.
You could be a behind enemy lines agent.
But anyway, I'm not actually going to join ISIS. I've already signed an exclusive contract with Al Qaeda. So, but
let's got some content for you.
We do have some content.
I want to. Okay, so before we get into the because we've got some "Am I the Assholes," which are always fun, but before we get into that, I have something that may potentially be kind of a hot take, if only because it has happened to me. So this was a Twitter post that I saw, and it's basically this guy. He said, "I told my girl not to cut her hair, but she did, and she looks so fucking good. This is why men need to stay out of women's business." And the replies are mostly, people saying like, "Oh, this isn't that important. Like, people shouldn't have opinions on this stuff." And so here's the thing, because I, as a gay, this isn't so much of a thing with like men, because I find men settle into like one aesthetic, and then they only cut their hair to like maintain that aesthetic. Like, they get the same haircut, every so often, and you kind of know what you're gonna get with it. I think I only once had a male partner that got like a risky haircut, and I remember he texted me and he was like, "You're not gonna like it." And I was so nervous. I think this particular ex maybe listens to the podcast. Actually, he was like, "You're not gonna like it," and I was like, "Oh." And then I saw it and it was so good. It was like such a good haircut. I was like, "No, this really suits you. You look way better."
I don't want to say this before, but I thought you looked crusty and gross. Now you look fine.
He looked fine, but it was like, I don't know. It was just that he prefaced the fact that he got the haircut with, "I don't think you're gonna like it."
They always do.
I'm like, now you have me sweating, because you're like, "I look ugly now? What are you saying?" Mm-hmm. But so I've dated a lot of women and AFAB people who are generally more likely to, when they say they're going to do something different with their hair, you might need to be concerned, because they might mean they're going to dye it fire truck red,
or they're going to shave part of it. And they're always going to be white women shaving part of their head, right? And it's never good. Or
it might be a white, a lot of the women or AFAB people I've dated in the past, white. And as a black person, I don't take those liberties with my hair. It's damaged enough from the general maintenance of, living in society and needing to appear to have straight hair.
I've known you since I was extremely little. Your hair has changed within like 3 inches of length, mm-hmm. and then 1 shade of color. Yeah. The whole time I've known you.
Yeah. I dyed it black for a few months in college.
It looked good.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was like, but it was like, it wasn't like a dye, because again, there's already too many chemicals in my hair. Mm-hmm. So it was more like what they call a wash, where it's just sort of like a stain almost. Like it was just
semi-permanent.
Right. Semi-permanent stain. It was just slightly darker than it is now. But, that was a good era for me. That was when I was maybe like 21. I don't know. It was a good hair era for me. But you know, I don't do a lot of changing my hair because again, you can't really. If I were like natural, you know, you have a little bit more liberties with like dyeing your hair, but I'm not. And I you know, I don't do like braid-ins or anything like that. So I don't do a lot of things with my hair, but I have dated many a white woman that, you know, when they say, oh, I'm going to do something different with my hair, I start sweating. I'm like, okay. All right. Because I'm really opinionated, actually. And I understand the like social, you know, the social convention of, okay, you don't get to have an opinion on like your partner's like hair. Like ultimately, like it's not that important to like it's like, okay, well, if your attraction to this person hinges on them having a good haircut, then you probably don't like them that much. I would say caveat, that's the case if you've been together for a while and you like them as a person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, but if your significant other is like, I want to change my appearance in a way that isn't going to suit me, it's like, okay, well, my stance is this. If you're going to do something with your hair or your body that is an aesthetic change that you want to do, okay, if you don't want my opinion, do not ask for it.
Yeah. Because
that was always my thing with these women was like, look, I'm not going, if I feel like it's not going to be a good change for you, I'm not going to offer my opinion. I'm not going to be a negative Nancy. I'm not going to hate on your parade because it's probably going to be fine. And if not, it's temporary, hair grows, whatever. But at the same time, if you don't want to hear me profess my negative opinion, do not ask for it. Because if you say, oh, what do you think about this? You know, because a lot of times people who are in a relationship, they want their partner to feel attracted to them. So they will ask like, okay, I'm going to do something that is going to potentially seriously change my appearance. What do you think? And like, look, if you're going to ask somebody for their opinion, you have to be prepared for it to be negative, right? So like, I'm not upset with this person who's like, you know, because a lot of the tweets were like, the replies were like, obviously, like I said, the original tweet was like, I told my girl not to cut her hair and it looked better. So this is why men need to stay out of women's business. And like, sometimes that happens where it's like, you think conceptually that something's not going to work for someone's face or for their like aesthetic and it ends up working. But I think like, if you're somebody's partner, yeah, like you can, if they ask for your opinion, you can say, I don't think I'm going to like that on you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, somebody even replied, I don't get the idea of not even having the tiniest say in decisions like that. Like realistically, you both got to be attracted to one another, and you wouldn't want to do something to mess with it. And they got ratioed by somebody saying if something as small as a haircut changes your feelings, you really even like them. And it's like, it's just an aesthetic change, like anything else. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe you're not going to break up with them over it, but
yeah, like honestly,
if they
okay
ask you can have an opinion.
And it's okay to like, you know, to say, I don't think that's going to work for you. And then you could be proven wrong. And she still gets to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. Or he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Or they get to do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Exactly. That's my thing is like, I understand that you can do whatever you want. And I support your decision to do whatever you want. But don't ask me for my opinion. If me saying, I think I'm going to hate it is going to hurt your feelings, then don't ask. Don't ask me what I think about it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you know what you should ask? The question you should ask is, am I the asshole? Because we got some of those for you. Starting with this one. And I do love doing our Am I the Asshole segments. They are fun.
I'm sorry if you guys don't like it, but we have a lot of fun with these. We love them.
So if you're a patron, you can comment on the episode. Let us know if you agree with our assessments on whether or not these people are the assholes. Share your opinion. I think you could even leave comments on episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So feel free to do that there too.
We got 1 rating on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify, Rate our podcast 5 stars.
Yeah, don't rate us anything less.
Even if you think it's a 4-star podcast, rate us 5 stars. Yeah. Thank you.
Am I the asshole for making our guests participate in our puppet-themed wedding? I don't have to read a word. Yes, you are. My fiance, 26.
What kind of puppets? That's my question.
My fiance, 26F, and I, 27 she's a woman, he's a man, met at college. We were in our school's performing arts program and met in a puppetry class. In the class, we designed our own puppets. Mine named Hat Boy and my fiance's Daisy. She's better with names. Hat Boy. Okay. Were what we initially used to talk to each other and flirt in class. We fell in love, and in a way, we've considered Hat Boy and Daisy in love as well.
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm already throwing up in my mouth. Like,
not only are you the asshole, you should be executed.
Not only are you the asshole, you're so cringe. I don't think you should get married.
Honestly, I'm going to use the skills I'm honing in my ISIS undergrad classes on these people specifically. The West should fall if this is what it is. Okay. Years after graduating, we still use our Hat Boy and Daisy both at home and at our...
Crime.
No, you don't.
Crime.
Local puppet theater. Oh my God. While planning our wedding, we realized we wanted Hat Boy and Daisy to be a part of the ceremony. You should not get married.
I'm sorry. I make no... like, I don't front like I'm not a hater. Okay? I've told you guys many times, I'm a hater. That is the core of what I like. I like other people who are haters. I don't like complainers necessarily, but I do like haters, right? So when I'm cringing at this and I'm like, y'all shouldn't get married because the levels of cringe are too high. Yes, I am a hater. That's it. That's the extent of it. I'm a hater and this is disgusting.
Yeah. I wake up every day with the intent on hating. And I'm glad that I found someone deserving of my ire. And it's these disgusting fucking pieces of shit.
That's why we're such good friends. It's because...
we have bad dispositions.
We have bad dispositions. I recognize the hater energy in her, and I love that.
Okay, let's keep hating. They've been a part of us since the beginning, and it just felt right. We also invited our entire troupe of puppeteers. Now, don't tell me you got a whole ass troupe of puppeteers at your damn wedding. I will not be going. I was not invited, but actually, I am going to go to your wedding. I'm going to go to your wedding. I'm going to go to your wedding in a big way. Okay? You're all going to know when I get there. So, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. We just got to power through this nonsense. Also, unambiguously, white couple, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. They're definitely both white.
Okay. We also invited our whole troupe of puppeteers from the theater and got the idea that we should have our wedding completely officiated by puppets and that our wedding parties would be made up of puppets and our closest puppeteer friends. We figure it'll make for incredible pictures. It'll make for the final straw that breaks my brain and makes me go Joker mode.
I read the title. I did. But I didn't imagine it would be this bad because I didn't read a word of this before recommending that we talk about it on the podcast. I didn't know what we were getting into.
We're getting into...
I'm white knuckling. I want you guys to know I am white knuckling the whole time.
I don't know. Okay, we have to power through, but this is the worst thing we've ever read.
Oh, it gets worse. Continue.
Oh, fuck.
I just glanced at the next paragraph and it's worse.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Here's where we aren't sure if we are the assholes or not. We're insisting that all of our guests also participate and use puppets. In lieu of gifts, we've asked everyone to purchase high quality puppets to use during our wedding. We took the guesswork of it and directed them to several vendors, some of who offer really cool options. Everyone could realistically expect to spend $150 to $500 depending on what sort of... Bitch, I was going to buy you a damn toaster for your wedding. It's not a $150 toaster. What did you think? What kind of gifts did you think you were getting? $150. Am I related to you?
Are all your friends like well-to-do? I mean, they are both college educated, mid-20s white people.
They're pretty young.
Yeah, I'm shocked. You're getting married at 26 and 27 and you're having a high quality puppeteer wedding. I just got to ask, what do you guys do? What's your job like? I just want to know, like, man to man. What do you do? How do you have money for this wedding? Or are your families paying for it? But also, like, my question is this. When you say all your guests, you're talking about, like, your grandma's gonna have to buy a puppet for you?
Right, your mom's gonna
show up with a puppet on her arm? Like, your uncle is gonna be here with a puppet?
You're gonna make your dad give you away at the end of the aisle with a damn
with a puppet?
He got you on one arm, the puppet on the other.
He's walking Daisy down the aisle.
Oh, he's gonna make the puppet give away the other puppet, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Undoubtedly.
Oh, why would you? First of all, you should die. This is not valid. You should
kill yourself
now.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now and give somebody else a piece of that oxygen and ozone layer that's covered up so that we can breathe inside this blue trapped bubble. Because what are you here for? To worship me? Kill yourself. I mean that with 100%, with 1,000%.
Okay, fucking hell. We got still more to go. We also want everyone to wear their puppets during the entire, this has to be made up, during the entire wedding and reception. All puppets we are suggesting can be mounted on and controlled with one hand. The puppets are meant to be guests at the wedding in the same way all of our human guests are as well. I suggest mental health treatment. That's what I think you should get.
Here's the thing, okay? I will not hate on themed weddings. I think themed weddings are cool. I think they're better than normal weddings. And I'm just saying, listeners, if any of you want to marry me, Lord of the Rings themed wedding. But when I say themed wedding, I mean that your centerpiece and your decorations are to a certain aesthetic. You know, I could see even a Lord of the Rings wedding where you're like,
you play
you guys
Lord of the Rings music as you walk down the aisle.
Right. The Lord of the Rings, Howard Shore outdid himself on the soundtrack to Lord of the Rings. You know, you walk down the aisle to May It Be.
You have the script, like a cute, like different.
The fonts are all the Lord of the Rings font because it's a very unique font.
Wedding rings have an inscription, but it's written in Elvish. So.
Right. You know, I do have a replica of the One Ring, but it's like it's too big for because I got it before I knew anything about ring sizes, so it's too big to wear. But I have it on a chain.
It's not
like
a thumb
the movie.
ring?
It could fit on my thumb, I guess, theoretically, but you know, it's got the inscription and everything. But you know, I could see something like that, even if you're like, you know, I could see a wedding dress that's sort of like, you know, got Lord of the Rings vibes to it, and like you can suggest that your guests, if they feel so compelled to wear something that feels a little Middle Earth-ish, but that's all you would expect out of a theme wedding. These people, they're like, buy a puppet that's hundreds of dollars and also have your hand up the whole wedding to like, you know, introduce your puppet as a guest.
At that point, you got to take a damn class to learn how to control the puppet.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of puppets are we talking about here? They're clearly not marionettes if they're like hand mounted, but like, that's bizarre. Okay, I want you to fist a puppet the entire ceremony. I don't want you to relax. I'm like, do you not have any old people or children coming to this wedding? Because this feels very unwieldy.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going though. Let's power through. Well, we'll just say there are a lot of people not happy. Both of our parents, my wife's sister, and family members on both sides have complained that this is completely unreasonable. They're right. They're concerned about how are they going to eat and drink? How are they going to dance? You don't need hands to dance, so I don't know where this complaint came from. I'm sorry. You're white people. All we do with when we dance is move our damn hands around. We don't have moves. We just awkwardly flail our arms. Like,
They really thought this thing, I can see it in there. I can see it right now. They really thought this whole thing was going to be cute. And then it just was like, everyone was like, I'm pointing out like the million logistic problems you clearly didn't think anything of. And I'm having, like, you can't do this.
yeah. Okay. We also made sure that our hors d'oeuvres and all finger foods, made sure that all our hors d'oeuvres are finger foods. There will be plenty of cocktail tables so people can put down their drinks. We even made sure that all the food for the dinner itself is portioned so that it can be eaten in bite sizes with just a fork without having to use the knife. That's insane. You are insane. You're a crazy person. You're not normal. Are you going to make the puppets consummate the marriage too? I know damn well you use those puppets for some kinky ass sex stuff. I know that's some kink shit. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
There's no way.
Not in a valid way. Okay. Like, kink is good, but not if you bring puppets into it. In that case, I don't respect you. But anyway, we really think this would make for a special day. We only get to do it once and think that it will be an event that all of our guests will remember for a lifetime.
All of your guests will regret for a lifetime.
Yeah.
They should, like, expect some of your guests to start saying no.
Yeah. We have a hard time believing that once here, they wouldn't have a blast. So Reddit, are we the assholes from making what we think is a silly but harmless and reasonable request for our one special day? Thanks for reading. Now, I have a controversial take. I don't think they're the assholes. I don't think they're the assholes because it's their wedding. They can make any dumbass rule that they want, but they can't get mad about it when nobody comes to their stupid puppet ass wedding. You can't be mad about it. You made that decision. You decided to mandate as a ticket for entry a fucking $500 puppet. Okay. So if people don't want to do it, you can't be mad at it.
Yeah. Somebody said, you can provide puppets. You can have your own puppets. The puppetry theme, honestly, I'm sold. Telling people to buy any but high quality puppets, this is what people are really objecting to. Sorry, but other people don't finance your fantasy. You're the asshole. And the reply is like, other people don't finance your fantasy. This right here, this is as out of line to expect people to drop $500,000 on a puppet they'll never use again. And not everyone is comfortable acting and interacting with puppets. It's a wedding, not a forced cosplay.
Again, though, at the end of the day, it's their wedding. So if that's what you want, you have to accept the fact that people aren't going to go. And those people are not the assholes for not going to your wedding. Yeah, I would firebomb your wedding if I was invited to it, to be clear.
Yeah, I think it's at that point, it's fine to be like, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
I know how you invited me to your wedding, and initially if it was going to be a regular wedding, I would go.
If it was going to be like a normal wedding without disgusting puppets, I would be there. But because you chose to make it the nightmare that you will never be able to escape, I will not be going to your wedding.
Listeners and Patreon subscribers, tell me if you would come to my wedding if it was Lord of the Rings themed.
It's such a cute theme, though.
I'm not getting married, and I don't know who would marry me. But if, theoretically, I'm just saying, if I had a Lord of the Rings themed wedding, I think it would be a cute. I think it's really easy to do. Yeah. Again, it's mostly greenery and fonts. Okay, like I'm just saying that as far as a theme wedding, cute. I would even say a Lord of the Rings themed. I mean, that's me. A Star Wars themed wedding also would be cute.
They do have cute Star Wars weddings. Yeah.
I think a Star Wars wedding would be cute too. There's like a lot of things, like a Game of Thrones themed wedding, cute. As long as it's not the red wedding.
Disney themed wedding, disgusting. Don't make me participate in your childish nonsense. I don't want to go to your Disney wedding.
That being said, I think a modern Disney wedding, disgusting. Now, if you did a 90s Disney theme,
I can take that.
Like if you had a really tasteful like Lion King wedding, I could see that working, to be honest. Or if you want to go even earlier, if you did a retro Disney, like a really high concept Sleeping Beauty wedding. I think it could work.
No, Sleeping Beauty is like rape. So let's.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Beauty and the Beast is also rape.
No, I know, but the concept is not good. But like I'm saying, like the aesthetic
is good.
Like a high concept aesthetic for it. I think it could work.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I'm like any Disney movie prior to the year 2000, I think you could, if you did like a really sort of, if it's just based in aesthetics, I think it could work.
I'm gonna do a Disney Channel original movie themed wedding.
Look at the
Irish. I'm gonna have 13th year in that bitch. I'm turning into a mermaid. Okay, smart house.
Disney movies that came out between the year 1998 and 2003.
The best films ever made.
If Disney Channel cranked out some really weird
that's another euphemism. But true. It doesn't work for vaginas.
But it doesn't work for exactly. Listeners, if you know any, because I know I'm forgetting a lot. We
Flicking the bean.
Ooh,
I forgot about that. Flicking the bean, yeah.
We record this podcast like right off the dome. So to be honest, we very loosely script it. It's mostly just off the dome.
Can you imagine if we were just reading off a teleprompter and
we write our jokes in advance? We actually did a stand-up routine and then we're just reading it for the podcast. But you know, if you know more euphemisms than I do, because I know I didn't even touch on some of the best ones. Even for men, please just comment on the Patreon. If you are not subscribed to the Patreon, the posts become free when the podcast is released to like Spotify and other platforms and such. So you know you can just let me know on the free open posts for everyone. Like, tell me some euphemisms for masturbation, please. Some of them are really funny, and I need you to help me out here.
But okay.
Anyway, themed weddings aside, I think some can work. This is not one of those cases.
Yeah, but so that I think is the nastiest "Am I the asshole" I've ever read, and I might be coming around to the idea that they are the asshole. Honestly, I'm still not like.
Well, it's the financial burden.
It is that really, because if it was just like,
it's just such an assumption, right? Because like if it's a costume thing, it's like, okay, well, you can show up dressed to the theme, or you can show up dressed for a normal wedding, right? And for example, sorry to harp on this, but if you wanted to get into a Lord of the Rings themed wedding,
yeah,
and you wanted to get like, because obviously dresses for guests can range in color, right?
But the bridesmaids, you can all have them wearing Middle Earth style.
Right, like you could get like an Arwen cut gown.
I was thinking that.
That would have been.
I was thinking that.
Like that would look so good. And if I had a wedding, you would look great in like one of those, like, you know, the like you've got the like it's cut like low around the like straight across the chest, and you've got the like sleeves that drape down.
Yes.
Anyway,
I can see I can picture us walking down the aisle with the flowers in our hands, the sleeves.
Yes.
Draping. Cute.
Right. And
music.
they're not that far off from regular gowns, but like they're more interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can wear that, or you can wear something you wear to every wedding. It doesn't matter. You know?
Like, you're right, though. I think I changed my vote. I think they are the assholes specifically because they are requiring payment. Right? Like, I have gone to weddings and not given a gift. And I
don't know that I've ever gotten a wedding gift, to be honest.
I think
maybe I did once or twice.
I'll usually put in like a check for like $20-$50, whatever, you know, but I'm not bringing a gift, and I sure as fuck am not giving you $150 to $500, you insane motherfucker.
Well, the thing is, if everyone spends money to go to a wedding, like as a society, we understand that going to a wedding is not free necessarily.
But it is more money for the people.
It's obviously
more
most
except
wedding.
for maybe not in this case.
Yeah, the most money is spent by the people hosting the wedding. People who are throwing a wedding, like I guess in the States it's like $30,000 on average. 15 to 30,000.
It's
on
that much
average.
money. It's crazy.
Like a lot of people go into debt to finance a wedding, because who has $30,000 on hand unless you come from a rich family, in which case, hey, are you married yet? Because if you're not, I'm just saying, if daddy can pay for our wedding, I'll marry you.
Yeah.
But and so it's one of those things. It's like, okay, well, if you're spending that much money on a wedding, then you provide the decorations. But the moment you're offloading that to your guests for other people to finance something that is in your head that they're not into, again, gowns or something for a themed wedding, you could theoretically keep that in your closet. When are they going to use a puppet in the future? Tell me, like, I bought this $300 puppet for someone's weird wedding.
And
they're not going.
They're into my closet.
Yeah, they're not going to forget this experience because they're trying to get rid of this puppet because they don't want it. They're never going to use it again. They see it. It's not going to make them think about you in a positive way. They're not going to be like, "Oh my God, this was so special. This was such a special day that I shared with some of my favorite people." They're going to be like, "This is a stupid ass puppet that somebody made me buy,
but I can't throw this shit away because I spent
hundreds of dollars on
damn
it.
$300 on this
And
creepy
nobody's,
bitch.
they're not letting me return it.
You can't sell it to anyone because no one else has the same sort of illness that this couple has. No one's buying the puppet. Like, you're right. No, they have to provide the puppets or you are the assholes.
Again, like, if you're going to have an expensive wedding, I would even be like, look, again, like, because most people, they're like 50 people weddings. I mean, I would have it does vary depending on how many people are invited to the wedding, but assuming you have less than 100 people going to the wedding and you're already spending thousands of dollars on the wedding, then I could see offering, like, it's like, we will comp up to, I don't know, maybe $100 or $200 for whatever thing we're requiring you to bring to the wedding, right?
Yeah.
We've set aside a fund for that because we clearly want this to be an expensive theme wedding or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say, yeah, whatever. Okay, live your fantasy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, I do think it's a little bit like, I hope you're not inviting anyone too old, too young, or anyone with disabilities, because this is kind of a big ask as far as like.
That's the other thing. Right?
They're
they
not
have
just
to wear it the whole time.
They're not just asking them to bring something. They're specifically asking. They specifically are like, they want to insist. They're like, except in the bathroom. Everywhere else, we'd really insist on, using the puppet the whole time.
That's crazy.
Like, that's a little weird.
Insane. Like, I understand that this is like a special memory for you when you have this sick illness that makes you do puppets for fun. You have a puppeteer troupe. That's your prerogative. You can be disgusting on your own time. But you can't ask us all to participate in your fucked up fantasy, right? You can't tell me I gotta spend several fucking bills on some grotesque creature, and then I gotta also keep my hand in the air all night like a dumb bitch.
Even if you're able, like, bodied, that's
gonna hurt.
That seems, and
weddings are long.
Weddings are long, and like the ceremony itself usually takes 30 minutes to an hour. And what if they're drinking? Like, you're gonna have a drunk person have their hand in the air all night. Your arm is going to get tired, even if you are, like, in good shape. It gets heavier the longer you hold it up there. Are you guys gonna have armrests for everyone at everyone's chair?
God,
because I feel like you're probably not thinking about this.
Get divorced. I hope you get divorced in an egregious way, and then you have to battle over who gets your stupid fucking puppets.
Who gets they're gonna argue about custody of the puppets, and
oh my god!
and then whoever is their divorce lawyer is gonna quit. They're gonna be like, I can't do this.
That is like a career-ending representation. Like,
They're like, I represented the puppet people. This is
I
it.
wasn't even representing the husband or the wife. I represented the puppets.
This is it for me. I can't do this anymore.
Ugh. Anyway, fuck this couple. You are the assholes. And that's
She's come around. She agrees with me now.
I agree. At first, it was sort of like, do whatever you want, but you're not paying for it, so fuck you.
Again, I am pro themed weddings. Hit me up if you want to get married to me and have a Lord of the Rings themed wedding. Just saying. But as far like them making the people buy their own puppets and wear it the whole night, like, did you really think this through? Because I don't know if you did. I don't know. It seems like it's not going to work. I'm seeing this and I'm saying it's not going to work. I don't think you should. I think you're the asshole for suggesting it, especially if your whole family.
It's like, don't
do it. Your parents are like, I don't like this at all. Your wife's sister, I don't like this at all. And family members on both sides are saying, hey, this is weird. I think this is unreasonable for you to expect out of your guests. Like, okay, temper your expectations. Say it's optional. I think even saying it's optional would save this. I hope Reddit gave them some good advice, because obviously we're looking at this on Twitter, but
I'm about to do an act of terrorism on this wedding, to be honest.
Follow the podcast account. We're making content. We're out here doing the damn thing. We're trying to be more active on there. So
listen on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Rayvana. So if you're listening on one of the other platforms, but you prefer to listen on YouTube next time, check out my channel. It's just YouTube Rayvana. Just search Rayvana, it'll come up. The podcast episodes will be uploaded there from now moving forward, so you can listen to it there. And then
as always, subscribe on Patreon.
You get bonus content. They're so fucking good. They're so funny.
Yes. We are going to do a bonus episode, I believe, next week.
Yes. And if you
will be our fourth.
If you're listening and you haven't subscribed yet and you're thinking about it,
our lowest tier is $3.
Our lowest tier is $3. So, and if we get 8 more of you, beautiful, beautiful, sexy ass motherfuckers, to subscribe to our Patreon, we will do a super special bonus episode for
available
all tiers. Doesn't you could be $3 tier. Doesn't matter. Everyone gets this bonus content, and it will be so embarrassing.
Oh yes. You know how some episodes you listen to the L and you're like, oh my God, can't believe you said that in public. It's gonna be like that the whole episode.
So definitely, if you got $3 to give, do it. Subscribe to the podcast on Patreon, patreon.com/takingtheL. And until next week.